Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to change out the three-way switch in the ceiling fan. A few days ago this part here popped out of the hole there. Alright, so there's 3 screws I gotta unscrew, and this bottom portion with the light bulbs will drop out. Alright, so you want to make sure the power is off. In this case I'm going to turn off the switch, but if you have access to the breaker for this outlet, go ahead and turn off the breaker as well, just to be extra sure that you're not going to get shocked. So make sure your hand is holding it as you unscrew the last screw, because it's going to drop pretty quickly. And just let it slowly drop down. One, two. Alright, so I've previously opened this before to see if I could fix the switch, and I noticed I can't fix this switch. So this part here sticks out from there like that, and this black portion clicks into it. And so what I've done is I've taken this out, separated from this piece here, to have a look inside to see how I can fix it. So this is what this part looks like here. This is the three-way switch which this chain goes into from here. And what I've done is this was clicked into place and I pried it off. And then inside you can see that there's a spring. As soon as you pry this piece off, this spring, it unwinds as soon as you pull this off. And once that happens, you pretty much are gonna not be able to put this back together again. And for $8 for a new piece like this, it's just not worth trying to attempt to fix it at all. Just buy the new piece and save yourself the headache. Alright, so this piece was bought on Amazon. I'll have the link to this part below in the video description. Let me go ahead and open this up for you guys. So here's that new piece. It comes with part of the chain, and what you'll have to do is remove this portion of the chain off the old one and just hook it into the new one. Now, the way I figured out which part to buy, there's a model number on this. In my case, it's ZE, what is this, 268S6, something like that. Alright, so here's the new one, and here's the old part here. As you pull out the wires, make sure you are looking at which wires go into which holes. There's 4 of them. In this case, this is how it's oriented. So I'm going to start with this gray wire. And also, as you pull out these wires, be careful. These little spring parts, they pop out and it might go into your eye. So wear goggles when you're doing this. Alright, so here we go. So this part here came from here. So you're just going to push it in there. This purple one now is next. Just kind of pry it out with your fingers. That one goes in here. Now the brown part here is next. The brown one goes in here. And the black wire. And that one goes in the last hole, which is here. You just push it in. There we go. Alright, so at this point, if you guys like, you can actually test out the fan. Make sure none of these wires are touching anything, and that all of the wires are fully inserted into the switch here. Once everything is good there, you can carefully turn on the electricity. You can go ahead and pull this carefully and make sure it's going to work. So as you can see, that went very well. And it works. So now we're going to put the cover back on. Alright, so the next step is to take this cap off the switch end so that this part will fit through the hole of the housing. So you're going to first put the chain in through that There we go. So you're going to put the chain through first, follow up with the rest of the switch. And now it's sticking out of the hole there. And so you take the cap and go ahead and cap it off. Don't over tighten it since it is plastic and it might strip. Just tight enough to hold everything in place. That's it. Now, before you put this part on, make note of where this notch is, because this notch has to go where this switch, back part of the switch is here. Push it in. So remember that the black and blue wire go together and the two whites go together. Now once those are in and they're set inside correctly, go ahead and line up this notch over here and just push everything into place. So as you guys might imagine, this definitely, it will help you a lot if you have a second person to hold things and to give you screws and stuff like that. So if you can, go ahead and get another person to help you while you do this. So the last screw is directly underneath where the new switch is that we just installed. So that's the very last screw. Once you get this on, you should be good to go. Alright, so this last part is to connect this extension chain back onto the chain that came with it. So you just put it back in, and that's it. And we're all done.